This thing is not about a cliche. It's not about how you talk or how you act. It's about what you carry. If you don't carry the presence, shout, it won't work. Act like a man who carries it and mimic him exactly. It will not work. But when you carry it, anything you do works. You see Benihim throwing suit. It's not about the suit, it's about the presence. If he throws the suit, the same thing will happen. If he waves his hand, the same thing will happen. Even if he waves his leg, the same thing will happen. Because the power is not in the activity, it's in the presence. And so when a man knows this secret, he kills himself on the altar. Lord, it's either you show up or I die here. You see Jesus early in the morning, Mark 1:35. He goes to a solitary place, he prays, and the next thing he enters the city. Blind eyes are opening. You are now watching how they command blind eyes to open. You said, because he said out, you too, you come, you say out. When the demon slaps you, where is the canopy of the presence? That's what people follow, not you. Nobody was following Moses, they were following the presence. That's why when the presence stops, they stop. When the presence starts moving, they start moving. It was not about Moses, and Moses himself knew. So God said, go. My angel will go to you. He said, we will not leave here. If your presence does not go with us, we go nowhere. People are in ministry, they are using strategies and principles. Do you think is that your principle that will tell a man to stand up from home and drive 1 hour to come for your meeting, sit down and go back home? Some people reach their houses here 11 p.m. some 12 midnight, and the next Sunday they come back. You think it's because you are speaking English? You think it's because you are wearing a suit? You think it's because you are talking grammar? It is an atmosphere. There is something here that their soul connects to. And so when they come, that thing gives them life. That thing awakens them. That thing opens them up. They can see their future when they are sitting there, because there's a router in the spirit. When the presence goes down, the ministry ends. If you like, preach the same message you were preaching, nobody will come. They don't come because of what you are saying. They come because of who is around. And the one who is around is the monarch of the universe. It's Christ himself, the King of glory. When he comes like a mother hen, he opens his feather and covers us. That's why even when your message does not make sense, people are blessed. Even them don't know why. It's the presence, the Shekinah. It went with them as a pillar of cloud by day. It went with them as a pillar of fire by night. And so long as it was there, he said he gave a commandment in the spirit. He rebuked kings for their sakes. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. He sent his word to them and healed them and delivered them from all their oppression. He said their sandals did not grow weary, their garments did not grow weary. He said every one of them were strong. There was none feeble amongst their tribes. The fourth thing that makes prayer awakens your divine dimension is because prayer causes you to sustain spiritual mindedness. A man who doesn't pray will be carnal. Prayer is a spiritual exercise, and the most spiritual, I dare to say so. He said in Romans 8:9, to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So if you want to operate in life, you must sustain spiritual mindedness. But how do you awaken that mentality? It's by prayer. The moment you start praying, everything shifts. Everything shifts. Everything shifts. And that's why those who are carnal can't pray. But the moment a man starts growing in spirituality, prayer becomes a second nature, because it awakens the consciousness of the spirit realm. Paul was speaking in Colossians 3 from verse 1 to 3. He said, if you say you are dead with Christ, he said, let your affection be on the things that are above, where Christ dwells. He said, for our life is hid in Christ, and Christ in God. So when you start praying, you begin to shift your affection to the things that are above. So spiritual mindedness is awoken. That spiritual mindedness is the bandwidth through which the resources of life flows. And so you find a man who wants to harness his divine possibilities. Prayer will stop being the assignment of the prayer group and the intercessors. You think Paul was foolish? Thank God for those who are praying for you. Thank God for those who are praying for the ministry. But their prayer cannot make you spiritually minded. It's your own prayer that will make you spiritually minded. And until you become spiritually minded, the resources of life cannot flow through you. And finally, it triggers metamorphosis. Men transform when they pray. Because when you pray, you see. I quoted already Jeremiah 33 verse 3. It says, ask me, I will answer. I will show you. And part of the things he shows you are his dimensions. And that's why Romans 3, 1 Corinthians 3:18 said that we all with open faces, beholding. It is the gospel that opens your face, but it is prayer that beholds. There are two different things. The Bible says when we turn to Christ, the veil is removed. So the gospel removes the veil, but it's prayer that focuses on Christ. And as you behold, the Bible said you are changed from one level of glory to another level of glory. Because in Christ, the glory is already on you. But for you to manifest that glory in ever-increasing propensity, you have to keep beholding in prayer. So prayer triggers spiritual transformation and metamorphosis. 5 things. It stirs you up. It causes you to hear God. It saturates you with the presence. It triggers spiritual mindedness, and it provokes spiritual